Takar Nabam and Carolina Norbu are two passionate artists who are changing the waves of music industry with their phoniest rhythms. Carolina Norbu is a poet turned singer and songwriter who won the title of Best Pop Artist in the TIMD Award 2022. In the same year, her latest video, Hold Your Hands, was also nominated for Musician Guild Award. From the heart of Arunachal Pradesh to Rookwood Music Hall in Manhattan, Takar's music has enthralled many listeners around the globe. In 2021, he was nominated as India's top 10 guitarist in Indie India. Both the artists, along with others, are leading the Arunachal Independent Music Forum.
Hello, Carolina. Hello, Takar.
Hi.
Welcome to Breakthrough.
Thanks for having me here.
So excited to have you both here. So how does it feel to be in the studio? Not to sing, but to have a conversation.
Nice for a change.
Yeah, I mean, seems like a very cozy place, and haven't really had a very detailed conversation in a while. So yeah.
So it's good. Today we are going to have a long, in-depth conversation. And maybe if you were carrying a guitar, we could have played some songs. And I'm sure Doni would have also joined if we sing.
I know, shit, we missed such a good opportunity.
Maybe next time, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, next time, yeah.
And anyway, speaking about guitar, what other instrument do you play apart from the guitar?
For me, I'm very amateur, so I just know the basic of guitar and ukulele and maybe a little bit of keyboard.
She's lying actually.
No.
She plays pretty decent piano now. Like,
No.
she learned some
I
classical
often
pieces
refer to him as sensei because everything I like, if I have any doubt, I'll always WhatsApp him and then ask him questions and he always clarifies.
So he's like your mentor?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
I'm like,
Musically,
Yes.
I'm standing right above you.
musically he's much more knowledgeable, so yeah.
No, I think it's just a matter of playing for a much longer period of time, and there's no end to like how much one person can know and how much a person can play. So it's very relative, to be honest. And as long as you can play to a point, if it can support whatever you're trying to write as a songwriter, singing or something, I think that's more than enough,
How important or how beneficial it is for an artist to know about musical instrument?
I feel that, like let's say if you're a singer or something, it's definitely beneficial in terms of helping you, always get a reference of the instrument to at least catch the tune or the key of the song. And if you want to write a song, then you at least have like a backup to give you direction to your songs. Otherwise, just to have a band together all the time to jam with people, that gets very tricky unless you have a group of musicians who are always there to play with you,
Basically, it's like if you don't know any instrument, so you're just singing by yourself and you're not, the sound doesn't come cohesively like when you're playing with other musicians. So if you know an instrument and you know at least the background of it, little bit,
really
it
helps.
helps.
It
Yeah,
really
in
does.
composition also it helps, and in collaboration also it helps. And the way Takar has said, ear training, it really helps in that. Like when you have to tune your voice and everything, it's helpful.
Like, even if you see any singer on stage or something, they're probably going to ask the key of the song. Like, can you play the do or the first chord of the song? So that way you can catch the key of the song,
So for an artist to know at least a little bit about a musical instrument is like very beneficial for them.
Absolutely.
So yes, your first experience about writing, recording and releasing your first song, the whole process, how stressful or how exhilarating was it?
You wanna go first?
You can start first, maybe.
For me, I didn't have much idea. I was in class 9. So our church was organizing, maybe we can all put up a few songs of each person who can write, and then put out an album. Went to a studio and recorded, and I was really scared. Didn't know how to do it, and I basically don't have the habit of putting the earphones and singing with my own voice in the feedback, like monitoring. So that was like very hard for me to accept my own voice.
It's terrifying, when you hear yourself tuned.
Usually we just record it in an recorder and then listen, but that is happening live when you're singing, and then the feedback comes on the monitor. So that was a new experience for me, and then I was quite nervous. I could hear my own voice shivering in the monitors. So there was that, and then once it was done, every other process was done by the sound engineer, so I don't have much idea about that. But yeah, I got to experience all those things later on.
Takar, I always imagine that singers would love to hear their own voice, but that's something new, that is very terrifying to hear your own voice.
Yeah, it absolutely is. There have been times like when I started writing, because I was primarily a guitar player and I used to play with a metal band back in the early half of 2000s. And the role was very different than then when I switched and started writing my own songs, just to hear myself sing, and I'm like, oh my God, it's so terrible, I couldn't take it, and just to get used to the idea of, or accepting like this is who I am. And there were like a lot of mixed reviews. Like somebody was like, maybe you should not sing. Somebody was like, okay, it's amazing. We have not heard anything like this. But I think all those things are subjective and based on an individual's taste of music and what a person is like exposed listening to. So I was like, okay, let's just take it as it comes, and and I am liking this because I enjoy writing the music and telling my story. So that's the most important thing. And I started focusing less on these things, like the critical aspect of things, because if you get in that space, it can get very negative also. But it's important to accept who you really are and try and grow as an artist from wherever you are.
So the time you were struggling with accepting your voice, individual who really supported and pushed you in your initial stage of your career?
I think just generally a friend circle, I would say. They were, some of them were, just fooling around, telling me, "Yaar, mat ga yaar, what are you doing?" and all of that. And some people were like, this is good stuff, and you should definitely try and work more towards this direction. Like I said, it's been very mixed. So I'm thankful to a lot of my friends who have been supportive, and few members from the family who have also been supportive. So they just said, just do your thing, And my music teacher back in school, his name was Rajesh sir. He was an important part of the Western Music Society back in school, and he was always very supportive. He would say, just do your thing, and and just continued supporting me, whatever I've done so far. So that I think I'm very thankful to my circle of people who are around me. Yeah.
Supportive.
Yeah.
What about you, Carolina? Were there any time when you have doubted your talent or your skill as an artist?
Always. Because we grew up listening to songs that sound so perfect, right? So we kind of hope like when we sing, we hear something similar, even though every one of our voice, each one's voice is very different. Yeah, unique. So I had a hard time accepting that, and I think it's just as Taka said, you have to be around positive people, and most of all, you have to have a will to continue what you're doing and love what you're doing. So even if you get mixed criticism, there will be a lot of people who will say like your voice is not made for this kind of songs, but it's your choice. You want to sing it in your way, so you have to do it and do it with wholeheartedly.
With a lot of good thoughts, positive thoughts, and
but then in a way, I think you should improve as well with the all the criticism as well. You should take it in in a constructive manner.
Yeah,
I think.
So as an artist, when you are in doubts, from where do you draw your inspiration?
I think it's important to, when you're in that situation, to look, maybe look, towards how your journey has been as an artist. I'm sure there have been like plenty of down points, but there have been some really nice peak points and good things. Or if somebody has told you like this song really made me happy, or like made my day, or something about it, so you should, I think, ideally you should like try and think about those wonderful experiences, because as artists we're always, it's very natural for us to get in the space of self-doubt, so it's very normal. So it's better to maybe think about the positive aspects and your experiences that you've gone through. So that's where I would try and find all my seek all the energy and the courage if I am going through a tough time as an artist, or if I'm doubting myself. So yeah, that's for me. What about you, Carol?
Yes, what about you, Carolina?
Yeah, the same thing. I guess the journey really matters. If you can, I'm not saying self-criticize, but yeah, observe the changes that you have come across, like in yourself within the span of time. I think that helps a lot. And yeah, that's it. And for me personally, I read some books and Bible verses. And of course, I have, like, my family is like Christian, so they really help me. And then we have like family prayer times and everything, so that helps. I mean, I'm not a very religious person, but then personally, what you carry from childhood, the essence and everything, it really matters. And the journey also matters, be it any religion. Personally for me, it's Christianity, so I think it may be different for everybody, but yeah, seeking God helps during the distress hours.
And I mean, company of your loved ones, I think.
Yeah,
so important.
that matters a lot.
Yeah.
On that note, we will take a short break. Welcome back in conversation with Takar Nabam and Carolina Norbu. Takar Nabam, his debut album, Same Sky, was out in 2016, which was followed by This Home, That Home in 2018, and Red and Yellow is his new EP, which is extended play. And Carolina Norbu so far has released more than 7 songs. So Takar, both of you, like, you have come a long way, and yes, you still have a long journey to go. But so far, as an artist, what are the challenges that you have faced?
I think getting paid.
Yeah, that's an important part. Financially, sustaining it's challenging, because if you're doing a form of music that's not so popular, and that's not mainstream, unless you have like a dedicated solid fan base globally or whatever, that's another thing. But I think financial is one of the biggest challenges. So we try and do things to sustain it, regardless of whatever comes our way. We try and put out music that we want to make and share it to the world. So that's, I think,
one of the biggest
challenges. Yeah.
But that is very interesting, because both of you said finance is one thing, which is a big challenge for the artist. So if we just talk about a local artist, how good do you think our local artist is when it comes to marketing? as well as the use of social media in order to promote yourself or to make yourself more visible?
I think language plays a major role here because Arunachal is, very much influenced by Bollywood. So for us independent artists who sing in our, local
Native
dialect
or in English.
or in English, we don't get much
That much
listeners.
traction?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
By the local population.
yeah, exactly. So, but there are artists who sing in Hindi language and they get more traction. So we cannot generally say that everyone is struggling. I think some of them are doing quite good, but being independent musician is difficult because we don't get much traction because of language.
But are we also good in marketing ourselves? How good are we?
We do
using
have-
the social media
I
for
mean,
your own visibility.
If when you say marketing, I feel it's important to understand that marketing doesn't necessarily mean that you're out there everywhere, but you are reaching out to people who possibly would like to listen to your music, come in and attend your shows. So are you effectively doing your, let's say if you're putting out some post, or if you're doing releasing a song, or doing any promotion related stuff, are you doing it effectively enough to reach out to people who have been who were coming to your shows, or who have been your follower forever but are still following you, because there can be like massive numbers, but let's say you have couple of millions of numbers, followers, but you still get 100 likes or 200 likes. So that's not exactly what you should be aiming, I feel. If you have 100 people, if you can get even 50 or 20 people to come to your gig, that's a very good thing, I feel.
Yes, because that's a very interesting point. We are all very new when it comes to all the social media related thing. We all know Hakai Rumai.
Yeah.
Because he was saying like artists might be having 10,000 followers, but maybe the likes and then the social engagement, if it is only 5 or 4, that
Yeah.
person won't get any engagement. I mean, like any
Yeah.
investor or promoter. So I was like, okay, then as a fan, we should play our part, nice songs, so that there is engagement.
Yeah.
In us, in artists also, you can just reply back so that there is engagement on your page. So only if they say the social engagement, then you get investor or the
Yeah, that's
sponsorship.
true.
Sponsorship,
Yeah.
yes. I think it goes both ways. So as an artist, or for the lack of a better word now, they say creator or whatever,
Content creator.
content
Content,
creator.
yes.
You have to make sure that you try and reach out to your followers and people who are listening to your music, and you're giving them something exciting to look forward to every time, so they continue to follow you through your journey. And as a follower, I would say, you can, if you like something, definitely make it a point to maybe give it a share, comment, or like it. So because every every like or every comment or every share would matter a lot, and it will help reach artists in their music more organically, rather than spending so much money on social media campaigns.
For me personally, even if you put out posts on different platforms, the response from people matters a lot. Because even if there's one or two comments, even if I try to reach them out, I kind of feel like the engagements are really less for us independent artists, even if we try to market ourselves very hard, because as I've mentioned before, the market in Itanagar and in Arunachal is basically, I feel majority are Hindi Bollywood listeners. So we get social engagements very less. That's there. Even if we try to put ourselves on the media platform and market ourselves.
We just need to understand the pool,
Yeah.
that's all, and just keep our expectation as per the size of the pool. It cannot be unrealistic or something that is unachievable.
Because that just reminded me of a conversation I had with Hagidi Abba, the first actor. I think you must be knowing about him. He's the first actor from Arunachal to act in Bollywood. So he was also here with us, and in a very heartbreaking, conversation, he said that the actor here, outside they are hero, but inside they are zero. So that was very sad, Both of you said like finances is one aspect when it comes to the singers. So what is the prospect here in Arunachal to make it big or to make a living out of singing?
First off, I think we have very less venues because for us, the revenues from the songs we put out is not.
Peanuts,
I think
peanuts.
yeah, it's basically peanuts right now. Like
Because I mean, we're not in this. Now people are
Commercial
not buying
music,
CDs or anything. So I mean,
easily accessible music. So and then for like the genre that we are into is not a commercial music.
yeah.
So we basically make peanuts, and then we don't have any venues to play live music. Like we do have, but I think very less.
We need more venues
Yeah.
dedicated to live music. And yeah, people need to come out more and support the
So
artists.
yes, we have this music fest in Arunachal, like the Zero Music Festival. Then there is that Orange Music Festival, Michuka. How helpful it is for the artist?
I think
Does it give you enough platform and do they pay you well?
I one thing is that it gives you, at least it brings our festival and our artist on a national radar, I would say, because it's these festivals are recognized throughout the country, and even in some parts of the world people know about these festivals. So you never know, maybe one person from another part of the country or another part of the world likes your music and they become your fans or super fans or something. So it's a wonderful, I think, opportunity for our artists to get there, perform, and be heard across a very different audience who otherwise won't listen to you because they've not seen you play before. So it's a wonderful opportunity. I think more than payment, I feel it's, like I said, it's an opportunity for you to expand your listening audience, reach out to different people and different demographic altogether. So for me, not so much financially.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as you can break even, pay for your band members, travel and everything, I think that's a good enough deal. At this point, I feel, yeah.
So we need more music fest like this in the
Yeah.
state to promote our musicians.
I mean, more would be merrier for sure. But yeah, I mean, two is good enough for now, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, like the festivals we have now are plenty enough, but yeah, we need more organizations perhaps, like to push our musicians towards, not only in Arunachal or in Northeast, but the
Pan-India.
towards pan-India and then maybe internationally
So
as well.
I think even if we get more festivals, those need to be thought out like, more like a pan-India or like a global thing as opposed to just Arunachal centric, I would say. That way it has a wider reach.
Right.
And more quality, I would say, the generally curation of artists can be more better. It can be more focused. Like ZFM is very,
Focused towards
independent artists who are making original music consistently. So
Yes.
they're focusing on that. And I think if we get more festivals like that, it will encourage people, at least people who are aspiring to be artists here, to make music their own, like their own compositions, which I think is a very important part, an important component for a healthy and independent music scene to thrive. So we need more original music for sure. Yeah.
Yes. Recently, I read in an article where a journalist wrote that if you really want to, listen to authentic, real song, you should listen to indie musicians, independent musicians. So I think what you have said, we need to have more festival like this that promotes, independent artists like you all. Talking about this internet, with internet and many, different medium available and so many production houses, now releasing of songs, albums, it has become easier and cheaper. But artists are still struggling and finding it difficult to make it. What could be some of the reasons?
I think just too many artists, too much music out there. And it's good that, everybody has a level playing field now, like because everybody can produce music in their own bedrooms, put it out, because that's been a thing. So it's nice that people are pursuing that. It's just that there's just tons of music right now, just worldwide, I would say. And I was in fact seeing somewhere that it's not the best time to be an artist because maybe at 70s or 80s when things were like, slowly, like a lot of artists were coming up. That was such a good time for a lot of artists.
Yeah, it was uncommon for a person to, even play more than 2 instruments. But now I think basically everyone like knows either one or the other instrument, and then I think quality matters as well,
Quality,
because
yeah.
most of the songs which the youths are getting to hear are basically just pop music. So what they're writing is also pop music. So it becomes like this is something that I've heard already. It's there's no uniqueness as of such, even though they are writing. I think.
And other
Yeah.
thing, I feel just patience. Like you can't rush through this process. You really have to understand that just because you became an artist this time today, it's not going to be that you're going to be successful tomorrow, day
Yeah.
after, whatever. You need to give it a few years at least. I've seen bands who have taken 10, 20 or 4 to 5 albums to really break and get to the global scene. So everybody, not and everybody's going to have the, like a breakthrough, I would say, but whosoever gets it, I mean, people who have been persistent and who have been doing it, for a long time and really working, with every single release, they're improving their production, they're
learning.
improving their skills or whatever it is, so I think everything contributes. So people need to understand that it's a long-term thing and it's not a short-term thing that, today I decide I'll be an artist. It's not going to be, like one morning suddenly you're like, oh, I'm going to be an artist from this day onwards,
And I'm
So-
gonna be famous.
yeah, I mean,
it doesn't work like that.
It's not as easy and superficial as it seems outside, but I think it's a struggle and a way of life. If you are willing to take that route, just be ready for, really shitty days, but some really amazing times also.
Right.
So just be ready for all of it and understand that it's going to take time, So that's one thing. So
Yes.
don't rush through the process. Yeah.
Yes, don't rush through the process, and quality matters. Takar, you have scripted history by being the first Arunachali to play in US Rockville Music Hall, Manhattan, and so far Sound Brooklyn, if I'm not mistaken. And also you have been nominated as top 5 guitar player in India by Indie Music. And one of your song, Santi Yuri, was also nominated for Best Music Video by Indian Music, Diaries 2021. In spite of all this recognition, do you still feel that you are not getting the enough support from our local people? They don't understand your music. And Alaken got Haki Romai here. I was having a conversation with him, and he told me Takar is 2-3 steps ahead of the people here when it comes to the kind of music you play. So you have got more audience from UK and US. So do you agree with him?
I mean, not throughout, I would say. It's I guess it's just the choice of music, as you pointed out. That is not the most popularly sought after or listened to form of music here. And taste palettes are different. I stayed in a city for a very long time where I saw like the whole rock music scene booming in the country, and then singer-songwriter scene coming into the scene, and jazz music scene becoming really big in Delhi and across the country. So I've kind of seen the transitions. I've been a part of it. I've been inspired by a lot of these forms of music. And when I came back here, I did see that people have not seen the transition, what's happened, and people mostly listen to what is being fed to them through the main media, like this is the stuff, keep listening. It's like people have not been exposed to the many forms of music, and slowly they are seeping into people's ears somehow. Hopefully through our music or through other recommendations. So yeah, that's definitely, it's not the most popular form of music here, but in the rest of the country, I feel people are like really warmed up to these kind of music. It's good to be heard even in different parts of the country, and I think it's gonna take some time before people might
People
warm up to the
understand your music.
warm up to
Yes, warm up.
the styles of music, and that's fine. I don't blame anybody or the people here. It's just the way it has been, and it's going to take its own sweet time. Yeah.
Tell them you're willing to wait.
Yeah,
And
I
keep
mean,
playing. Yes, nice music.
that makes me happy. Whatever I'm playing, I'm just happy with whatever I'm doing, and it makes me happy, and that's why I'm doing it. Yeah.
Yes, and coming back to Carolina, you have been shortlisted as the Best Songwriter 2022. And also your song, The Last Lullaby, it is the most streamed song in Spotify, right? So do you feel that you are being accepted and your kind of music is being understood by the home crowd?
Uh, I'm a little bit in between regarding, like, to answer that. I feel like there are group of people who relate to the song, and then those are there who don't. So just as Takar has said, I think like the crowd, the main pool that we have in Arunachal also, like they're not much exposed to the music outside. Even for myself, I started listening to jazz like not long ago. So I would say the exposure is very different for other people. And most of the listeners that I have for my songs are from outside of Arunachal, I mean like pan India. So it's very different. The people there are more exposed to the sounds from outside, and they have more live music. So they get to explore more regarding their taste in sounds. So that is less here. I would say I'm just happy that people are listening. I'm glad.
If we look, musicians have always used music to address social issues throughout history, because music can inspire, music can empower, and music have changed world. And Takar, I'll come to you first.
Yeah.
Your song Ashes is like you have wrote a song about Takar complex, which was vandalized and which was burnt down. And because of that, many people were, rendered jobless. How distressing was it for you to write and then to sing the song Ashes?
That phase, 2019, I think that was the most terrifying and traumatic time for me and the family. Even till date, it's hard to believe, that an incident like that happened. It was a very close, my father's dream like project, you could say, and to have seen that gone down, so badly, it was totally unexpected. I felt numb for a very long time. I couldn't digest that, what had happened. And somehow when I was in that zone to write my songs, because it's usually for me, it's the low points that really inspire me to write, because then I can settle down and relook at things, replay them in my head and recollect some things, and that inspired me to write a song about it. And it was a little relieving and liberating to let it out and to sing about it. So sometimes when I play, I was, when I play it live also, I think about those times, and it just, gives me goosebumps even thinking about that particular phase. So yeah, as an artist, it was, I felt, only natural to write about it and sing and feel a little better, if anything else. Yeah.
Because song is one language, it just touches, it crosses all the barriers, and you can just understand and you can feel the pain. And one song that made me cry recently was listening to Lady Gaga, Till It Happens to You. She sang about this sexual assault in the campus. So if you haven't, I think you should watch that video. It was like really painful, hearing the song in the video. And even your song, Last Lullaby, when you wrote the song, you were going through a very painful period in your life. And the song was about you finally accepting your loss and coming out and sharing the pain with the world. So what made you finally come out and tell the world about your pain?
I find it hard to express. So, my mom passed away due to a sickness, and for 3 years, I was like out of. I mean, like I used to play at home, but I I felt like I don't want to make music anymore. But and then expressing and sharing it with the family was very difficult for me. So slowly, I think with as the time passes, you start to realize things that some things are meant to happen. If not now, maybe next year or maybe in the coming year. And I think I came to a realization that nothing is permanent. I keep on telling myself, even if you're going through a hard time, nothing is permanent. Like if happiness is temporary, so is sadness. So that's one thing that I wanted to tell the world and express that as well, because I know that I'm not the only one who is going through this, losing a loved one in their life so early and suddenly. So that's how I wrote the song. I was not intending to write the song, but I wanted to express that. I wanted others to know as well that they are not alone when they feel the similar feelings and emotions. And yeah, eventually that song came about, and I wrote it. And I was not expecting it to release the song, but I felt it should be out there, and if anybody is out there, going through the same and feeling the same thing, they should know and have a closure and, realize that they're not alone.
And now it is one of the most streamed song in Spotify.
Yeah, almost stream songs of mine, yeah.
Yes, Takar, can you tell us more on the song, on your song Good Night, the video? Because this song and video has even won you a jury award.
So the first scratch of the song came to me sometime end of 2018, and while I was working on the song, I was thinking of ideas for to showcase the video visually. I mean, I was writing it from a more romantic standpoint, but at that particular time when I got in touch with my friend Hagen Obin, who is a graphic designer and an animator, he said he really liked the song and he had a very different take on the song, and he asked me for a couple of months, and it got carried on for at least 2 years. In fact, it was released last year on November 4, and the video was dedicated to the dog Laika, who was the first dog to go on space. Laika's life was taken because of a human's need to explore the moon, and the song was visually, it was a dedication to Laika, and I'm extremely I was in extreme awe when I saw the video made by my friend Hagen Obin, and when he presented the video to me, and I was like, this is probably the most craziest and the most moving video I've probably ever seen. Yeah.
So at the end, everything turned up well. It had a very good reception.
Yeah. We managed, in fact, since you mentioned one of the screenplays, it won the best screenplay jury's award at a film festival for children and youth in Russia, and we pitched it to some other film festivals as well, and we haven't heard from them yet. But
yes, coming back to Carolina, can you share with us more on your latest video EP, Chemistry?
The EP is actually it consists of 3 songs, mini songs. Actually, it's all experimental because the kind of songs that I write myself are usually acoustic songs, more towards feels, and the songs in the EP are like very different from what I've written in the past. So altogether they are about like 7 minutes long. So when I was thinking of making the video for it, I thought like, why not club all the songs together and bring a story which will be intriguing and Hagai Rongmei, who was my sound engineer for the whole EP.
His name
yeah.
keeps popping up today.
Yeah. He's,
I think next time we have to call him.
Yeah, surely.
About time, really,
yeah.
about
Yes,
time.
we have to
He
invite
plays a
him.
major
here.
role in, among indie musicians in Arunachal, and he's very skilled as well. So when we were like, sitting down and discussing about like, how to go about the video, so it was actually his idea that why don't you do something about, the 7 deadly sins, and he kind of like, challenged me. If you do that, then मान जाएगा like that. And we had a personal arrangement which I'm not going to disclose.
Why not?
Oh, we want to know. We want to know that.
Like, regarding music, of course. So I had a different idea about how about we make it just one guy and one girl, and maybe a side actress, who is like related to the actor and his past. And then when he pitched 7 Deadly Sin, I thought, okay, let's make the main character in a negative role, how he, achieves a different level of personality regarding the 7 Deadly Sins, and then ultimately leading to, him showing his wrath towards his, ex-lover. So that's how the whole music video came.
So, just for the knowledge of our audience, tell us the 7 deadly sins that you're referring to.
I should have prepared more for this. I think it's first off is envy. When you of course
Lust,
getting jealous, lust, gluttony, and then greed is there, and of course the last one is wrath. I think in between there are 2 more. I'm not able to remember.
I think that pretty much sums it up.
Takar,
Yeah,
you want to
but-
help her out?
Yeah.
No, I think that pretty much sums it up. I'm also
Yes.
trying to fill out those voids with those 2.
But it's a very beautiful video and a beautiful song. Really enjoyed.
Thank you.
So, do you have any upcoming projects, songs, or album that your fans can look forward to?
Yeah, I'm working on 2 collaborations with different artists and 2 or 3 songs which are still under process. One is with Takar as well. One of my
Oh.
song he's supposed to produce, but I have kept it on hold because of some certain reasons.
We're going to get back to it.
So, can
Yeah,
you
we're gonna
sort
get
it out
back.
now, the reasons, the problems, if there is any?
I think it's just that the time, no?
Time,
Time
yeah.
management.
Yeah, time
Love
management.
to see both of you
yeah.
together.
Juggling stuff.
Right.
So many stuff.
So,
Now, talking about time, how are you, handling or the juggling between fatherhood and you as a musician?
It's a nice one, but most of the days I don't get as much free time to
Honest answer.
sit and leisure around with my guitar, fooling around and things like that I once used to do. So if I wake up at 5 a.m., I'm very lucky because I get nice 2 hours to practice and do my music, and then I can carry on with the rest of the stuff the rest of the day. It's not as frequent, but whatever it is, it's a very wholesome feeling to be fathering a daughter and still somehow managing to put together my practice and also writing music somehow. Yeah,
Seeing your daughter, you must be getting more inspiration.
absolutely. I think a lot of positivity
Right.
and that energy sort of comes on to the music also. So it's definitely giving me different kind of ideas to write about songs. Like I'm writing a more happier song now. So
You're in a happy place now.
yeah, much happier place, much needed. Yeah, because like I said, I used to write from a very low point that was always inspiring me. So now some perception I would say have changed. I look at things a bit more differently now, and that's definitely affecting my song writing in a different way. I won't say it's bad or anything like that. It's good in a way actually to get a change. Yeah.
What about you, Carolina? How are you balancing your job as a doctor and your music?
For me, it's quite difficult. Like we have just discussed that we have a project pending because of the time constraint.
Time constraint,
But
yeah.
yeah, luckily I have a very good boss who is very supportive. So she often allows me leaves for some certain project if it's like unavoidable. So it's rough, but then yeah, it's nice to have a job to go back to instead of, just sitting idle during my free time, and then when inspiration doesn't hit. And it gets difficult sometimes, but then I think it's a part that we have to go through.
Yes.
And it's
A little bit of adjustment is always
Yeah,
required.
yeah.
Yes, yes.
I think just prioritizing as it comes,
Uh-huh.
as things come your way. That's the key here.
So share the breakthrough moments in your life that has made you both in becoming the person that you are. Takar, you can go first.
Honestly, I haven't had like any crazy breakthroughs. It's just been mini breakthroughs, like little steps, and every experience or every mini breakthrough has been an experience and has been a learning experience, and I've tried to enjoy everything that's come my way, and I'm enjoying the journey as it comes, and I don't know what's going to happen next, but still pretty excited, and I think I'm just going to constantly try and evolve with time, and naturally my music is also going to evolve with time, with new experiences. So I won't say it's one magical breakthrough that I've had as of now that I can proudly say or anything like that, but it's just been a series of things that has happened, and I'm thankful for.
You're right. And you're in a very good place now.
Yes, I believe so. Yeah, everything's great.
That's excellent. What about you, Carolina, your breakthrough moment?
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I keep on stealing answers from Takar,
Yeah,
but
so-
yeah,
Doesn't matter.
But
You
I
have
agree
all the
with
right.
yeah.
You're a singer, so you can steal each other's songs, lines.
Yeah, I'm
No,
just
but
like
I agree
tallying
with
it
him.
right now,
Yeah,
what's happening.
I agree with him because see, there's no one particular moment where you know, face something and life changes all of a suddenly. So for me, there were a lot of different experiences as well. One moment that I remember was, listening to live music first time. I think it was second edition of Zero Music Festival itself. Since it was like very accessible, it's in our own state. I went there with my friends, and I don't know about others. I was quite like sobered up, and then like I was listening to the live music for the first time, and like how it affects the emotion, especially with the lights and everything. So I was really inspired because I started writing my song back then, but I only used to put it out for YouTube or Facebook in my friend list and all, and that really inspired me. I wanted to learn more about music, despite having done a bachelor's degree. So that was one of the moments that I still remember that made a mark on me. And yeah, there are a few other moments, small moments, which I still keep close to heart. But yeah, not as in like one more magical moment, but many small breakthroughs. Yeah.
Let's have some fun questions. I'll go with you first this time.
Okay.
I'll give you the chance to that.
No,
you do
Takar.
steal,
You
yeah,
can
Takar
steal
steal
my
lines.
lines.
Yeah. If you have to pick one good and bad song from Takar's collection, which one will be the best, and the one which is okay from his collection? So,
Will you hate me for this answer?
I might. I'm all ears, like I said.
I have so many favorites. Okay, I love his Red and Yellow whole album, but my favorite is Ashes. And I think the most favorite of mine till now is Hello from his first album, Same Sky. And I love Independent Route from his This Home, That Home. But bad one.
the one which is okay. I don't say bad.
Okay. How diplomatic is this?
I don't know. I can't say because it depends on the vibe.
Right.
See, one or two songs from his previous album which I didn't like, but then when we were touring, so that
It
time
sounded good.
yeah, I was
Like on the
listening
stage.
it on my earphones
Yeah,
on
certain
the plane,
songs
and
it
then
grows on you. You
Yeah.
know? When you first listen, you are like okay, but you listen twice, then you started loving it more. Yeah, it happens.
so there was a song called Surferna,
Yeah.
which really didn't vibe with me previously, but then when we were on the road and I was listening to it on earphones, I really liked it. So I won't say it's like okay, Sida Sada, but maybe you never know.
Let's
other
hope that
songs.
don't happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what about you, Takar? Her songs.
I think the one I really enjoyed performing with her, I think is Chemistry, right?
Hold Your Hand, yeah.
I really love that song. So, I mean, we really brought out the live energy. 3 people singing like harmonies, and it was just amazing. It was magical, It just took me to a really amazing place. Also, really like Spring, Fall. All these songs are really amazing. It's hard to like pick a song that I say it was like okay-ish or anything.
So both of you are so diplomatic. Is it because you're going to work together or you're
No,
sitting
it's
together?
not that. I think all the songs have a different essence to it.
yeah.
So we won't say like it's bad. Like I
No,
might
I
not-
don't use the word also bad
Yeah.
because the kind of effort you
Yeah.
put, because nothing is bad. Like,
Yeah.
but okay.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
It's like on a scale of 1 to 10,
1
like,
to 10,
what's
right.
the lowest?
On a scale of 1 to 10, how will you rate her as an artist, as a singer-writer?
8?
Oh my God! Thank you
Oh,
so
generous.
much.
Very generous. That's
Yeah.
great.
Do you need something?
We'll settle that later.
And now your turn.
I would rate him like 9 because
Oh, wow.
I already mentioned I look up to him as a
Thank you, thank you, thank
a
you.
senior musician, and I always refer to him as a sensei. In fact, if I compose a song, I would either like send it to him or Hagai, like सुन के देखो कैसा लगता है, give it a listen and give me a feedback because I look up to them. So
Okay. Yes. Oh, look. Takar is about to cry.
hi.
Now let's come to Arunachal. From the artist here in Arunachal, the one artist to look out for.
It can be an upcoming band also.
Yes.
I really like the sound of this new band from Shergaon. They are called Mailula.
Mailula.
They have a really interesting folk sound, and they are blending it nicely with some nice contemporary pop elements. So I heard their songs and I really, really liked, and I felt the band has really good potential to
Make it.
make it
Oh,
somewhere.
that's interesting. And one artist you think is overrated?
That's a very controversial question.
Overrated. Do we have an overrated artist here?
I think most of the artists from Arunachal are underrated.
Yeah, that's what, I don't think overrated is the...
We want people to
you
hear
are
us
very
more.
supportive
Hear-
of each other. Very good.
Yeah.
I can
See, there's like very countable numbers of musicians in Arunachal, and I think most of us like we support each other and we stand on the same ground when it comes to having less listeners. So I don't think
You all
anyone is
face
like
the same issues, the
anyone
same
is
problems.
overrated.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a journey and we all have similar,
Yes.
issues that we all go through.
So yes, you understand each
Yeah.
other and you are there for each other, which is very good. Very good. So finally, do you have any message for people who wants to be Carolina Norbu or Takar Nabam? There are so many artists who looks up to both of you. So is there any message you want to send out to them?
You wanna go first? Oh.
You first. I'm going to copy the answer, try and get some good points out of that.
Okay. I'll just say that if you love what you're doing, keep on doing, even if it's, cringy and then, you kind of feel embarrassed about it. Just do it and do it persistently, consistently, and support your fellow artists. That's one
True,
big thing.
right.
Yeah, listen to their music, go to their live shows, say hello if you've come to see them, and shake hands, share some conversations so that they feel encouraged as well, and then same thing is gonna come back to you because that's the things that inspire us as well and our experiences. So keep on doing what you do and do it with love.
Excellent, excellent. And at least write one comment on your Instagram page or your
Yeah,
Facebook
yeah.
because social engagement is very important
Nowadays,
if you want your
music to be heard.
artist, your favorite artist to make it. So which is very important. Yeah, Takar.
I think it's important that that you stay true to yourself as an artist, because that's something that's going to fuel your journey and your imagination as an artist. It's also important that you are patient enough, like I already said, patient enough, and you're focused, and take treat this as a journey and not as, you know, that you're gonna have one song and you're gonna be super hit or anything, you know, because you never know maybe it's gonna be a song that you don't like, but it becomes the most heard song. Maybe you have some other thing in your mind, but you don't know how things are going to work out. So just keep doing your thing and enjoy the process and be positive. That's all I have to say.
Yes, enjoy the process, be positive, because life is crazy. You never know what will turn up next.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Had a wonderful, fun conversation. But before you leave, our team, we have put together some gift, and all these products are locally sourced. We are trying in our own way to promote local startups. So
I was eyeing on it all this while.
I know, I
we're not getting to
can see
that
you were
point.
listening to my questions.
Like,
So this in the hamper we have, this is from Namsai
Wow.
Kamdi rice.
Okay.
Then we have spices. All these are from our natural spices. Then we have Puting Day. That's from your friend Loma, another musician.
Okay. Loma,
Yes,
yeah,
he has
yeah,
also
yeah, yeah.
sponsored.
Puting Day,
Then we have cookies and brownies from E&Ks. We have also a mug from CDCN. And there oh yes, in this beautiful postcard. This is
I'm
from
loving
our,
this collaboration. Huh?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
All sorts of
and this
collaboration,
is from
all-
our renowned artist Okin. So you will love this. So yes, this is
Thanks
for
so
you,
much,
my
thanks so
dear
much, yeah.
Carolina.
Thank you
Really,
so
this is
much.
beautiful.
Wow.
And
This is so pretty.
this is for Takar.
Thank
This is for
you.
you.
Really.
Yeah, thank you, Takar. Thank you, Carolina. Really, really enjoyed the conversation.